Hey there guys, Tom here. Thank you very much for visiting my YouTube channel and for joining me for this review of Thor Ragnarok. This is my spoiler-filled review. This is the video where I can talk freely and openly about spoilers. I get to break the law here, essentially. I just get to talk about all the juicy bits that happen in this movie. So if you haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, I cannot stress this enough, if you haven't seen Thor Ragnarok, do not watch this video. Just add this video to your favorites list, go and see Thor Ragnarok and come back and watch this video. So, I'm going to get into all the juicy spoilers. I'm not going to, talk about them in any particular story order. I'm just going to gush about some plot elements that I really, really liked. Some of my favorites. Some of my favorite lines of dialogue, and there are a lot of them. And I am going to be doing some bad impressions along the way, but that's okay. Let's get into it. Let's talk about some things from Thor Ragnarok and spoil some shit. Matt Damon has a cameo in Thor Ragnarok, and that was awesome. He plays that fake Loki when Loki's pretending to be Odin and he's got the play happening, and you've got, pretend Thor and pretend Loki doing a play, a reenactment of Thor 2. And it took me a second. I'm sitting there with my friend's cacking himself, and I'm trying to work out, like, that looks like Matt Damon. Oh my god, that's Matt Damon. And actually, Chris Hemsworth's older brother Luke is actually playing Thor in that scene, and Matt Damon's playing Loki. And I've been wondering for a long time, ever since Ben Affleck got cast as Batman, and because Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are friends, it's like, when are we going to see Matt Damon pop up in a superhero movie? Is he going to play a villain or a hero? What's his role going to be in a superhero movie? And I like this because it was uncredited. He wasn't in the end credits. It was just like this little tiny role. And it was really funny, and I got a kick out of it. It's like seeing Matt Damon in a superhero movie. Sure, I like Matt Damon, hell yeah. Okay, so we find out really early on in the film that Hela is actually Odin's firstborn child, and he and Hela used to go around and conquer the world together. And then he banished her and locked her away, and then he had Thor and Loki. And that was a really, really cool element to have. Although, I will say that for anyone who is an Australian watching this movie, the TV show, the news program, The Project, spoiled that for me during their interview with Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo.
Your sister, she's trying to kill you. Your brother's...
You can't give that away.
I didn't. Let's pretend I didn't.
On Easter Day.
It happens really early on in the film, and it wasn't, a massive reveal, but it was a really cool thing to see. And the reason I like it so much is because I feel like the best villains oftentimes are the ones who have a direct relation or a deep connection to the hero. Darth Vader with Luke Skywalker being a great example. And Hela and Thor have this great banter back and forth. They have a really good dynamic between them. And it was really awesome. And when she crushes the hammer in that scene, it's awesome to see. And the fact that she actually used to, have Mjolnir before Thor even was born. Now, as I said in my non-spoiler review, Doctor Strange is in this movie, and he's only really in it for one scene. But the scene is great. If you've seen the end of Doctor Strange in the post-credit scene, you see the beer that keeps refilling, and Thor and Doctor Strange are talking, and I love that scene in this movie because, it's extended out, and every time Doctor Strange teleports him to a different room in the sanctum, Thor's like, whoa, what's happening? And he spills his beer all over the place, and then he reaches for the hammer, and the hammer's knocking shit over, and I thought that scene was hilarious. And then when Doctor Strange brings Loki back and Loki falls down and hits the ground, I've been falling for 30 minutes. I love it. And then Loki goes to fight Doctor Strange, and he just, okay, bye, and he takes them to a different place, wherever they need to be in the world. I just thought that was fantastic, that entire scene. I thought it was genius, actually. And I have actually been wondering, since they announced Thor Ragnarok, since they announced Doctor Strange was going to be in it, what was the dynamic going to be between Loki and Doctor Strange? Essentially two really badass wizards, British dudes, going at it. And they kind of hint at it in this, but not really. And so I really hope in Avengers Infinity War that comes into play, that Doctor Strange and Loki have a showdown, because that's probably one of my biggest like fantasy matches that I would love to see. Okay, I gotta talk about Heimdall, because I mentioned him in my non-spoiler review and I was like, Idris Elba finally does something. And yes, he finally does something. He gets to fight in this movie. He actually has like a mission to go on. He helps out Thor, obviously. He's not just the dude that stands there and says, your friend is over here, your friend is over there, go left, go right. He actually does stuff in this movie, and I gotta tell you, Thor Ragnarok gave me Harry Potter 7 vibes, and just go with me here for a second, okay? I felt like it paralleled Harry Potter, the last Harry Potter film, in the sense that like Heimdall is like Neville Longbottom. He's hiding, when Neville Longbottom's hiding, you know, all the students away, and then Harry returns, and it kind of gave me those kind of feels, and I felt like Hela taking over Asgard was like Snape taking over Hogwarts. And it gave me those vibes, and I was like, that's kind of cool. That parallels that kind of story. And then Heimdall gets to fight a bunch of dudes, and you see him wield the sword, and it's really cool. I loved it. I wish Idris Elba was in more stuff that was good, because lately Idris Elba has been in some terrible movies, and he's really, really good. He's really talented dude. He's one of my favorite actors, but he's just been in some garbage. And so it's really good to finally see him in a good movie get to kick ass. Okay, now, go with me here again, but Thor Ragnarok is almost more of a sequel to Avengers Age of Ultron than it is to the previous 2 Thor movies. There are so many callbacks and references to Avengers Age of Ultron, like, you know, the Quinjet being on Sakaar, and then when they go on the Quinjet and you see the message from Black Widow when she's talking to the Hulk at the end of Ultron, you know, hey big guy, I need you to, you know, fly the ship and blah blah blah. And I love that. And then in the fight between Thor and Hulk in the Grandmaster's arena was great. And the moment that made that fight for me was when Thor tried to use the Black Widow method of calming the Hulk down with the, hey big guy, sun's getting real low, and he puts his hand out and Hulk's calming down. He looks at Thor and Thor's giving him this big cheesy smile and the Hulk just whacks him. Oh my god. They used the same score from Avengers Age of Ultron when Black Widow is trying to calm the Hulk down. And I just thought it was a genius callback. I thought it was a genius reference and a great story element, because Thor trying to calm the Hulk down comes up a few different times throughout the movie, obviously. And you know, when the Hulk does turn back into Banner, Thor tries to use it as a way of keeping Banner from turning back into the Hulk. And I love that dynamic between Thor and Hulk in this movie. I was wondering, how is this going to work? But you know, Thor saying to Hulk that, no, I prefer you over Banner. Banner's just a science guy, blah, 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 science. And then when he's Banner, he's saying, no, I prefer you over the Hulk. The Hulk's dumb and just smashy, smashy. Okay, the relationship dynamic between the Hulk and Valkyrie is perfect. It was like a big sister, little brother kind of relationship when she comes in to get him, to take him to training, or to take the Hulk to fight someone else. I ate that shit up. And I love Tessa Thompson as Valkyrie in this movie. She's so good. And the fact that, like, you know, she's a drunk and she's always like, oh, well, we better go and drink. And then, you know, you have until I finish this bottle of drink to finish what you're saying. She finishes the bottle really quickly and Thor can't finish what he's about to say. And the fight between her and Loki is awesome. I love that fight too. And because you saw in the trailer, you know, the flashback scene to when, you know, the Valkyries fought Hela. And I was like, okay, Loki's actually the one that does gives her the flashback. I thought that was a really unique and organic way to put a flashback into a movie. Normally with flashbacks in movies, it's like someone's talking and then they flashback as they're narrating the flashback. And this was a really cool way of doing that. Now again, with the arena with Thor fighting Hulk ragdolling Thor like he did with Loki, and then Loki jumping up and going, yeah, that's how it feels. See how it feels? I thought that was great. I thought that, again, with the callbacks to previous Marvel movies, and just the continuity, the continuous continuity between all these MCU movies, while Thor Ragnarok is just completely, it feels like a different movie. It's completely bonkers crazy. But it still feels like part of the same universe. And that's what I love about what Marvel does. They make very different, unique feeling films, but they all feel like they take part in the same universe. And I think it's wonderful how they do it. Okay, I'm gonna talk about now maybe my favorite character in the entire movie. It's not Hulk, it's not Thor, it's not Loki, it's not Heimdall, and it's definitely not Hela. My favorite character in Thor Ragnarok is Korg. Korg, the big rock dude, played by the director of Thor Ragnarok himself, Taika Waititi. Oh my god. I hope he shows up in Avengers Infinity War. I want him in every Marvel movie from now till the end of fucking time. I love this character. And when he first showed up, I was like, is he gonna get annoying? And he didn't. Every time he showed up, I just wanted more Korg. More Korg. More Korg. The whole like, you rode a hammer. The hammer rode you on your back. Oh my god, the hammer pulled you off. So good. And then him with, every time there was a spaceship and someone went, hey bro, we're gonna go get on that spaceship. You wanna come? Oh my god, yes, I'm nerding out in this, okay? And I also think it was a ballsy move. Like, the fact that they took Thor's eye away, I mean, like his father before him, I guess, that was a ballsy move. And they did a lot of trailer trickery too. For the trailers, they obviously changed a lot of the backgrounds and a lot of the shots to not give spoilers away. But I thought it was a ballsy move to take his eye away and to also destroy Asgard, like just completely destroy it. And Korg's line about, oh, the damage isn't that bad, we can rebuild. And then the planet blows up. Well, okay, damage is worse than I thought it was going to be, or something like that. Oh my god, I loved it. I loved it. Now, I said in my review that there's an action scene towards the end that I felt ended abruptly. And because this is a spoiler review, and clearly you guys have seen the movie if you're watching this review, you'll know that Hela dies in this movie. Surtur kills her because they bring back Surtur so that he could kill Hela. And meh. I was like, really? That's how she went out? He just kind of like, you know, threw fire at her or threw something at her and she just kind of disappeared. And I don't know, I was kind of like, meh, that fight, and the fight between her and Thor and Loki and Valkyrie and Hulk, and I thought that should have all gone on for just a little bit longer. Not too much longer, not like Transformers kind of extended fight scene, but a little bit longer, and I wanted to see her do more because she was such an interesting character. She was such an interesting villain. She's actually, I think, one of the best villains that the MCU has had. And my top 3 favorite villains so far in the MCU have been Loki, the Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming, and I think now Hela. And I did want to see her do more, and I do hope, as much as I don't like the running thing that the MCU have of fake killing their characters, you know, in Thor 2, Loki's dead, oh no he's not. Nick Fury's dead, no he's not. Tony Stark's dead, no he's not. I don't like that they keep fake killing their characters. I feel like if you're saying a character is dead, keep them dead. But Hela's one where I felt like she went out a little bit too easily, considering they made such a big deal out of how powerful she actually was, that I do hope she comes back and plays a role in Avengers Infinity War, because Cate Blanchett crushes it as Hela. Now, I do feel like this is the best Marvel Cinematic Universe film since Captain America Civil War. It is certainly the best MCU movie of the 3 MCU movies that have come out in 2017. Yes, I think it is better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and yes, I think it is better than Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm not sure where it ranks overall for me so far, just overall in my favorite movies of the year so far, but it's definitely in the top 5. Thor Ragnarok is one hell of a ride. It's funny, it's entertaining, it's dramatic, it has some of the biggest stakes in a Marvel movie that has ever been had. And I don't really have that many negatives about Thor Ragnarok. I loved every second of this movie. It's fast-paced, it's got everything you want, and I do not understand how people can come out of this movie and go, oh, it's just a silly comedy. Oh my god, I love Thor Ragnarok. Thank you very much for watching this review. I know I nerded out a lot, and you know what? It's my channel, and I'm allowed to nerd out if I want to fucking nerd out. So, thank you very much for watching this spoiler-filled review of Thor Ragnarok. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will talk to you guys next time.